You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.
All right, Rifters, welcome to the show. Subscribe, rate, review. Fast opening remarks. Victor Pacheco's here. Hi, Victor.
Hey, Keith, thanks for having me.
Very good. Okay, our guest is here. You've seen him and Watchmen um, and everything, Stargate, and he has this new movie called How to Fall in Love by the Holidays or How to Fall in Love by Christmas, which is on Roku. And we are going to find out what the title is. The great Dan Payne is here.
Gentlemen, just getting my crap together here. Hang on.
Hey, Dan. All right.
Yeah, technology and old people. It's good times.
Yeah, we're old, so we've been trying to get logged on since yesterday. Finally got it.
Especially with this rainstorm that hasn't come yet. Have you heard about that?
No.
Oh, yeah. It's like a big rainstorm that's supposed to like knock out all electricity and stuff in California or something. And it's supposed to start today, and so far it's pretty sunny.
Another fake apocalyptic.
Yeah. I was like all excited. I was like, all right, this is gonna be like 2012. I don't know. That was a bad John Cusack movie. Sorry, Dan.
There's no bad John Cusack movies.
I agree. Oh my God. Okay, cool. Excellent. Well, 2012 was probably not the best, but it was still good.
Did you ever watch Grosse Point Blank? Do you remember that?
I love it. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, the best assassin movie ever.
Yeah. You and me, we got to make a remake of that.
No doubt. All right.
Yeah.
I'm almost semi still useless, but hang on.
No. This is fine. I live in the fear of awkward silence. Just ask my mom.
All right, hang on.
Dan Payne's here. All right.
There we go. All right, now I got to figure out. Oh, I'm just hang on. Still
Okay.
not quite right.
Oh,
There's so many things.
yeah.
Also, I'm blind, so that's.
Oh, you're blind now?
Well, my eyes are. Wait,
Oh.
that is the camera. Huh. I don't know.
You look
All right.
super clear over here. You look
Yeah.
really clear.
Is it?
You look
All right.
really handsome over here.
Oh, then the filters are working.
Yeah. Victor said, yeah, he's still handsome. I wanted to say because I thought maybe it'd be less creepy. I don't know.
Oh man. You know what? I'm just gonna give up and just say we're ready.
We're ready? All
Yeah,
right.
let's call it good. Green lights.
All right. So, Dan Payne, thank you so much for rifting with us again. I guess the punishment wasn't bad enough. You said, hey, let's do it again. So, how are you?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. Just dodging this huge rainstorm that we just talked about that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, the apocalypse on its way.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So, you remember Victor Pacheco, the trusty sidekick?
100%. Yeah, we've been we've connected a couple times on Instagram.
Holy Lord.
If I didn't check the time of when I send those messages, you would have a lot more. Sometimes I don't even send them because I'm like, it's 3:30 in the morning. I'm not sure which time zone he's in right now. Not cool because he's either going to sleep right now or he's been asleep. I don't know.
Man, I'm at that stage where the phone goes fully off at like when I go lights out, the phone's down. Send him anytime. I'll be there. I'll just get him when I wake up.
Yeah. When you fall asleep and you turn off your phone and you wake up, do you ever like wake up to like DMs or text messages that you wish that you read the night before? You know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, this is a little side thing. I actually try to not touch my phone for the first half hour after I wake up at all.
Yeah.
But yes, when I finally get to it, and that's just a mental health thing. But yeah, when I do finally get to it, there's the odd time like, oh, shit. Probably should have, maybe combed over a few before I went to bed.
Yeah, that happened to me this morning. I woke up and I looked at my phone and I saw text messages from my grandma like, "Where are you? Aren't you going to pick me up?" So I kind of forgot.
I thought you're gonna go with the whole like comedian booking styles where it's just like it's so competitive that if you don't answer within like 20 minutes, they're like, "Oh, sorry,
Oh
that's
yeah, you
no
lost
longer
the job.
available."
Yeah, yeah,
So
Is that the
that's
case? Like if you don't get back, they're just moving on.
yeah, yeah. They give people like they say they give them like 24 hours, but it's more like 24 minutes.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you're lucky, I've answered back in 5 minutes, like, "Sorry, the spot's taken." I'm like, "Why did you even hit me up?" Like,
And they don't want us to live in our phones, but that kind of demands that you are plugged in all the time. It's not fair.
Do you ever miss the old days where you didn't have a phone and it had like an answering machine, and then like you click on it, it said, "Dan Payne, you have 100 new messages." You're like, ah.
I grew up pre-internet, man. So yes.
Yeah. Well, it must have been like really hard on dating though, because like if like before you dated your wife, right, you'd leave a message on her answering machine, and then you'd have to like, I don't know, stand by the phone for 3 days hoping she calls you back. I don't know. I don't remember these times, but it seemed
Well,
like
the
it was
thing is,
pretty.
we had this weird thing called patience back then.
what's that?
Yeah, I don't know. Kids have no idea right now. Like,
Oh
click.
yeah.
Why didn't it work? Oh yeah. I don't. And dating nowadays, I don't even want to. Like, I am happy to be married, period, but B, happy to not be in any kind of a dating scenario now because it's just scary. The thought is scary. It's digital and swiping, and I don't like it's. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to get
Oh,
into it.
it's crazy, man. Because like whenever I text a girl and she doesn't answer, I call her. She doesn't answer. I'd be like, maybe she didn't get my first text. So then I text her again, and yeah, and then I'd be like, oh, maybe she's by, So then I call her again, and then like I just send inappropriate pictures. And then I think, oh, maybe she didn't get those. So then I'd call her, be like, hey, just calling if you got my inappropriate pictures. Yeah. And then the next day I see on, I'm getting screenshotted all these inappropriate stuff. So that's what I'm saying.
But she does eventually mail you, right? Like, but
Oh
it's a
yeah.
restraining order. But she does send you mail.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely. The restraining orders are
Yeah.
that's like an
Yeah.
engagement ring nowadays, you know what I'm saying?
I miss those. I miss those.
So Dan, the first question we have, because I know you this is the big thing you're promoting right now, which is your new movie. But Victor and I we're in a little debate. So here's the debate, because I say it's How to Fall in Love by the Holidays. Victor says it's How to Fall in Love by Christmas.
Depends where you are.
Really?
Oh my God, really? No way.
Well, so there's always, I'd have to look it up because I know both. So we get a working title, like the title that the movie's being filmed under. Sometimes it's Untitled Christmas Project or whatever, but then you get like How to Fall in Love by Christmas, How to Fall in Love by the Holidays. And I think it depends what network and what their ideologies are, I guess. I don't know. They want to make sure that they include everybody, I guess. So I'm not 100% sure either.
Yeah.
I know that I've got, actually the coolest thing is I know what it says in France because somebody sent it to me.
And you were just in France too, right?
Oh, yeah. We could talk about that. It's so weird to be able to go to France so check. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, it says the first word says Terry Hatcher, right?
Or how to.
Poudre en caso de Noel.
Yeah. I know.
I said it with a Spanish accent. I just totally ignored that it was in French. I'm just like, yeah, read it phonetically. And I'm like, no, you idiot. That isn't how you do it. But whatever.
As long as it sounds sexy, I'm okay.
Then I failed twice. Really. I failed twice. Sorry. But
it depends who you ask. I think you won twice there.
So it's a draw then, right?
I feel like we're gonna have to go the draw until we can get the higher ups that are smarter than our collective three.
Okay.
Confirm,
but let's ask you, like when you're talking to like your friends and your wife, and you say, "Hey, I just got this new movie. It's called
How to Fall in Love by Christmas."
Oh, Victor won. All right.
Nice. All right. Yes. No, but also though, like I do believe it has both titles. Like maybe like people that don't practice Christmas or like Jehovah's Witnesses or Muslims or Jewish people might be better for the holidays instead of for Christmas.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
I,
I mean that's interesting. I should do a deeper dive in there and figure it out. I'll have to
Yeah.
get back to you.
Well, for the sake of this interview, it's called "How to Fall in Love by Christmas"
Done. All
with
right.
Dan Payne. Now, Dan, this is your second movie. Am I correct with Terry Hatcher?
Yeah, and that's like a double blessing. I'll state right out of the gate. Like the first movie I did was called Christmas at the Chalet, and that's where I first met Terry. Got to work with. I played her ex, so I got to like I was the third wheel. So there was Will DeVry, who's an amazing actor, and he played the love interest for that one, and I was the third wheel. And so I had a little bit more time to watch Terry Hatcher work. What an incredible, like she's been doing it a minute for sure, but she knows the game so well. It was like watching art happen. And even though these movies, they're not, we're not winning Oscars at all, but when done right by somebody who's a master like she is, it's a lot of fun. Like it can be incredibly fun and rewarding at the same time. And so I was like, oh, I felt like I kind of missed out on the full experience of hanging out and working with Terry Hatcher because she's collaborative, she's supportive, she's like she knows what the movie needs and she knows like the dynamic, the bigger picture of a scene and how it fit into it's like working with a master. So when I got to do it for How to Fall in Love by the Christmas holidays, should we do that?
Oh, that's nice. Christmas holidays. I like that.
I was ecstatic because now I got to be, it was one-on-one and it was her and I'd do it again. Like I hope there's a trilogy. I hope we do a third. She's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, so is this a sequel to
No,
oh.
they're not even connected except for the fact that Terry and I are in both of them.
What was the first one called again?
Christmas at the Chalet.
Oh, okay. So thank God it wasn't called Holidays at the Chalet.
Maybe it was. Let's just get
but no, I wanted to ask you, like, when you first met her, like, what was your opening line? Like, did you say, "Hey, I'm Clark Kent" or something?
I curled a piece of hair down and went, yeah.
Yeah. But no, so because I actually did try to watch this movie because one, I saw the trailer and it's a movie I would totally watch, but I couldn't find it because it's only on Roku and I don't have Roku, so I wanted
to. Which one's that?
How to Fall in Love by Christmas.
I think it's on Prime now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it's on Prime now.
Oh, can we pause this and do this interview in 3 hours?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so it's on Prime now, and I wanted to ask you, like, so because I did a little research, so like, who is your character? Like, can you, without spoiling the movie, like, can you tell us what this is, like the plot?
Well, in this one, I'm a high-end photographer who has done a project of great prowess. I went like with astronauts in outer space and whatnot. I got a lot of clout from it. So when she needs help with somebody bringing her magazine back to life and her, I guess, career in that magazine world, they hire me to help out and do the images for her. And she's reluctant, obviously, at first. She doesn't even want to do the project because feels like it's somewhat moving backwards for her. And when she finally engages in it, because she had been hurt in the past and she, protecting her heart. So it's kind of a fun way as we interact. And my character's a bit of a smartass, a little bit. Give her the gears kind of thing. And we go on a journey together. And at the end of the day, instead of just taking photos of her falling in love, we maybe, I don't want to ruin it, fall in love.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, he falls in love. Oh.
Yeah.
So like, did your character Jack, like, did you say, "Oh, hey, I used to take photos of Neil Armstrong and all this stuff," or like, how cool is that? Like, when they say, "Listen, you used to take photos of spaceman," like, do you go really into character and actually believe that, or do you just think, that's just something I did?
For me, I just took the fact that I was, somebody renowned for what they do, so that I was coming in to help out. There wasn't ego, but it was like a confidence. Let's call it a confidence. When I came to this project, after doing a project where I'm taking pictures of in outer space of that kind of stuff, that when I'm going to do a magazine shoot for somebody, I'm like, well, I feel like I can help them out. So there was a little bit of a confidence there. And when she's like, oh, I don't need him, that was like, whoa, okay. So that it just, I played into the level of confidence that his caliber of ability to do his job gave him.
Yeah. So I wanted to tell you this. You're not going to believe me because Victor didn't believe me, but I Googled how to fall in love by Christmas, right? And when you know how like when you Google it says images, shopping, and all that, So I clicked shopping because I don't have Roku TV. Didn't know it was on Prime, so I was going to buy the DVD and support my boy. Yeah. So I hit shopping, right? And it comes up, right? A picture of you. So I clicked that, right? And it says, buy Dan Payne's jacket from How to Love by Christmas for $130. And on the description, it says, must be fit, good looking, and it'll get you a kiss from Terry Hatcher.
I'm gonna go buy that jacket.
I know.
I'm gonna buy the damn man. I'll take it. She's I'm married, but getting to kiss an attractive woman's it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, but so like I kind of knew just from that description you were at least going to get a kiss. I don't know if you stay with her or whatever, but at least it's a spoiler alert. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't ever click shopping.
Well, yeah, don't, but send me that link.
Oh, I will, definitely. So then I want to backtrack a little because where we last left off, the movie you just were filming and you just finished was the one which could be Bruce Willis's final movie that he did.
Second last, yeah.
Yeah. So like, how was that? Like that atmosphere? Like, was that cool?
Well, I gotta say, like, I think we talked about it. How he was one of those guys that growing up, from Moonlighting on, I wanted to be like Bruce Willis. So it was bucket list to be able to meet him. That in itself, to be able to work with him was beyond incredible. And then to know that I was a part of maybe his second last ever project was. It's sad because he was a gift to the industry. He still is. It's not that he's gone, but his work set the bar for a lot of like Die Hard and all the things he did created a genre and a character that we all know and love. And it's sad that he's not able to continue making those films, but to be a part of something just before he was no longer making them, that's a huge honor. Like that's bucket list for me for sure.
Yeah.
So I think there's a bit of sadness around the fact that he's not still able to create, but because he's got every faculty other than the unfortunate torture that dementia's putting him through.
Yeah.
I mean, he's supported and surrounded by loved ones, and I hope hope he's doing all right. But yeah, it's a bummer. I'm honored, but at the same time, it's a tough pill to swallow that somebody that young is.
Yeah, definitely. It is very tough. However, though, you got to look at the bright side that it could be good for you because they could say, hey, we need a new Die Hard fan. We need Dan Payne. He's number one. And you could be like, I replaced, right? You could be the new Die Hard guy. You could be like, and then you could have an argument. It's a Christmas movie.
Oh, it's definitely the best Christmas movie. And the Yippee-ki-yay, my friend, I think we'll go with my friend. Probably. Yeah.
I was like, that's not it. Is it?
That's not.
It's not it. It's close.
That's true.
Memory serves. Yeah. No, it's any character like that. That's one of my favorite characters ever.
Yeah.
So to do a smart talking, butt kicking, swashbuckling dude, like that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely. Although the years are getting up there, I'm still trying to hold myself together. So maybe there's a Bond isn't a spring chicken.
Not at all. You could be the new James Bond. Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh,
no. He's too prim and proper. I don't mind the. I think little rough and rugged is a bit more up my alley.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say you don't need to do James Bond because you've already kissed a Bond chick.
True.
For people who don't know, Terry Hatcher was a Bond chick.
And my friends are always like, so are they real? Because that's the other. I guess I guess you know the reference, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
they're real and they're fantastic. Um, listen, Terry Hatcher is exquisitely beautiful in person, and so I understand why she was cast in that role, because her presence demands attention. You just know when she enters a room. So it's funny when that's
yeah.
the thing that some of my meathead friends remember
Yeah.
is that one.
Well, when your meathead friends like listen to this, and then like if you and I ever do a movie together, they're gonna ask you the same thing. They're gonna be like, "Hey, are his real?"
I don't know. He never took him out of the bra.
But
Oh my god.
Dan, I wanted to ask you like how is it because how many movies would you say that you've done that has Christmas in the title? I would say at least 5 or 6. I might be wrong on that.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about that the other day because a good friend of mine who's an incredible actor and does a lot of Christmas movies, his name is Jesse Hutch, and he just put like an Instagram thing of what's your favorite one. And I was like, oh, I wonder if I went back and pulled out all the Christmas movies I've done, how many that would be. And I know for sure that I can think of 6 right off the top, but then I'd have to go onto my IMDb, and I don't want to be that guy. But I'm going to say 6 plus.
Yeah, 6 plus. All right.
Yeah.
So, how does like I don't know this because like I'm not married or whatever, but like how's the like hey, you get a script, hey, you're gonna end up falling in love with a hot chick, you're gonna kiss her at the end, and all these movies or whatever, like how's that? Like is she very supportive? Like, it's a movie, or does she like go on that film day and be like, listen, it's
Yeah.
acting?
I saw a tongue. Um, yeah, no, my wife is, in fact, she's incredible. So
Yeah.
she supported me from the get go. And when it came to like, make out scenes or kissing or even love scenes, I was always the one like, hey, it's a bit like, I don't know if I'm supposed to say sorry to you and stuff. And are you okay? And she's like, it's your job. She was way more okay with it than I was.
Oh, okay,
And her
cool.
being way more okay with it than I was allowed me the freedom to be present in the moment and shoot the scene, because I wasn't thinking like, oh, am I being disrespectful? Is this not okay? How does she feel? She told me straight up, like she was very clear. And she's my wife is like my wife. I don't know why I always anyway, that guy broke me every time I say my wife. It's anyway. So let's just go with the name. Dalen. Dalen has been a rock from the very beginning and understood the nature of the industry and what it calls for, and has given me the freedom to just be present in my work and not concern myself, because she is incredibly independent. She is very strong-willed and incredibly independent and has never had a problem.
Oh,
Never,
that's awesome.
not once been like, there hasn't been a single thing of jealousy. And I don't know, like sometimes it's nice to have somebody be a bit jealous.
Right, yeah.
And she gives me enough she gives me enough awareness to know that she's conscious of it, but not like, so how much did you like kissing so and so? It's never been that.
Oh, okay.
She's actually asked me,
That's
she's like,
good.
is she a good kisser? And I'm like, yeah, she was pretty good. She's like, oh, cool,
We're not as good as you.
Yeah. Oh shit, I should have. But not as good as you, honey. It's too late, probably. Hey.
But
Yeah,
just wait till she sees our movie, then she'll be jealous.
right. Me playing with your boobs and us kissing, or I can't.
Exactly. Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
have to
want to
read the
direct it.
script first.
yeah. Oh, but that's awesome. And then here's another thing I didn't know that I just found out. You were on Crank Yankers.
Yeah.
Oh, how is that? Like that's like one of the best comedy shows ever.
Those are the two puppets out of Ireland, right?
Yeah, and then they call and they do like prank calls.
They were hilarious. I never met so the coolest thing for that is the puppets were up, and I never got to see the guys running doing the work.
Oh my God, really?
Never met them. They never, like, I think they keep their identities that, maybe they're out now, but back then when I did it was quite a while ago. I was like, oh, I love it. These guys are hilarious. Can I meet them? They're like, no, they prefer to stay. Yeah. They just don't like you. No, they prefer to stay anonymous, but they're brilliant. Their comedic chops were off the charts, man. It was
Ah,
you just try and keep up when I was on the show.
oh,
I
that's
was, and
awesome.
actually, I was so young and nervous. It was just a blur, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, so you did this a long time ago, not just recently.
Yeah, no, it was a long time ago.
Oh my gosh, the internet. See, that's the thing. You cannot believe everything you read on the internet because the internet said you just did it 2 years ago.
Huh?
What?
Yeah. So
The
maybe they think you're in the remake of Crank Anchors, but you're actually in the old school ones.
Wait, is there a remake?
Well, they didn't remake it. They just like say, "Hey, after 6 years, we're bringing it back," and they're like, "Ah,
Yeah, I don't know.
oh, it's all good." I didn't want to like pull the old age card on you. I apologize. Oh, he's googling it.
I'm I'm checking it out. Yeah. Do you know what though? It's not going to help because I don't have my glasses, so it's just a bunch of colors.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. And then like you're on a couple episodes. My sister told me this. She said you're on a couple episodes of Virgin River.
What? Yeah. What a great that show has brought me a lot of attention, and there's a unbelievable ensemble cast, and a lot of them are actually friends of mine. And I'm honored to be on that show too because it is really well received and renowned and pretty worldwide.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. I kind of call it comfort food. That show is like comfort food. Like it just everybody it meets a bunch of audiences needs. I
Yeah.
think, and it's pretty cool to be a part of for sure.
It also has the best title, I think, for television shows.
Virgin River.
All right. No one got that joke, but Dan. Victor, you got any questions for Dan Payne?
Yeah, but first comment. It was a 2019 episode 5.3. Dan Payne as puppeteer. So 2019 was not 2 years ago, Keith.
Oh, it was closer than 7 years ago, though, right? I don't know.
Absolutely. No, but
Yeah.
Dan, I had a question I was thinking about. Which actor or actress have you worked with that has taught you something that's made you a better actor?
Well, I'm gonna say all of them and just be a cheese ball right out the gate, but it's true. Like if you're every actor that you work with, even if it's an actor who's like green and struggling, they're gonna force you to go somewhere that you're not possibly comfortable going to, or you're gonna have to work in a new way to be able to make a scene work because they're struggling or green or whatever. And then the other way, incredible actors where you're the green actor, they're going to bring you to their level and help you grow and learn and stuff. So there's always something to take out of every interaction with every actor. That said, some of the more mature and long-term actors have always brought, for me, a presence and awareness of not. I think when I was younger, I was a little bit worried about more of the external.
Mhm.
And one of the most incredible moments I had I was with Jenny Garth. I just remember that whole point of when you're in a scene with somebody, if you're fully connected and you fall completely into the present with them, the rest of the world disappears. There's no cameras. There's just two people having an interaction. And Jenny Garth was phenomenal at just making me feel comfortable enough to fully be vulnerable and fall into that.
Yeah.
And so I think the biggest lesson to try and shut this rambling train from going completely off the tracks
Oh,
is
we
that
love
all of
rambling
the
trains, especially
yeah
from you. Very insightful. It's like
all
poetry.
the greatest thing that some of those actors have taught me is that the truest strength comes from pure vulnerability. So the more vulnerable you are, the stronger you're going to be in your work.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Can't wait. I just can't wait to teach you a thing or two about acting when you work with me. I'm gonna be like, Dan's gonna take some of the Keith Reza into the next role.
Let's go.
Let's do it. And then I wanted to ask you about this one uh, because I think it's the best. movie that got a sequel. You were in a Christmas movie, as a Christmas Story 2, you know? So I wanted to ask you, what was that like? Because I'll be honest, I have not seen it, but the Christmas Story was the best movie ever.
Yeah, I think that did a great job doing a sequel. I was very had a very small role in that, like
Yeah.
more cameo level role, but it was a lot of fun, and that they treated that like a big production. I don't even know what the budget was, but it felt bigger than a lot of the other Christmas movies that I've been a part of. So unfortunately, I don't have a lot of stories to tell you except that I had a great time on that day, and I think I got to kiss someone in that one too.
Yeah.
No, no, some
No.
kid was. Guys, you're really testing the old fella's brain here.
I
Yeah,
apologize.
yeah.
But you said it was
Wait,
like, okay, go. It's Google. I was gonna say you said it was more like a cameo role. So like, did they book you on Cameo and say, Dan, okay, here's however much you charge. I want you to say these scenes. Action.
no, because Cameo, I think I'm charging a pretty reasonable rate on Cameo, and I think I'd want a little bit more to get all dressed up and say somebody else's words.
Yeah.
But hey,
So,
Cameo, how cool is that? Like,
oh, it's the best. I love it. I mean, I only charge $7, but I mean, I'm not a huge celebrity. I'm a F-list celebrity, but the fact that I'm on Cameo is very touching for the
well, I don't even
Cameo
know
goes.
what part of the alphabet I'm in there, but what I do love is that there's some like every once in a while you get to make a kid. For me, with a lot of it was is Disney Descendants and the Beast, and just getting to say happy birthday on behalf of the Beast and the rest of Oridon and stuff like that. And they always send a text message afterwards, like the mom or the dad or the uncle or the grandma that gets it, and that just like that fuels my happy tank for the entire a few days. Like that's when the grandma says, "Oh my goodness, that was the best ever. Thank you so much." She was blown away, and what a great. I'm like, you're the one that went and got the gift, and I was just like
Yeah.
grateful to do it. That's the coolest part is getting those texts saying that it was a hugely well received thing by like a 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever 12-year-old, and that grandma got a cameo for them from Beast from Descendants. It still blows my mind. And let's, if I can, going to Paris again because of the Descendants movie to sign autographs. It just blows my mind. Like I got to be in a movie that was awesome, but
Yeah.
that movie did so well. It touched a bunch of like the messages and the story and all that stuff touched a bunch of people so much so that I get to go somewhere around the world for somebody to actually want me to scribble on a piece of paper for them.
Yeah.
It
That's like
doesn't
the
make
greatest
sense. Like,
life. Yeah.
well, and I know it's like compared to others for me, it's like it's minor, but it's major in my world. Like it doesn't happen very often. When it does, it's mind blowing. It's just
Yeah.
I know there's people who go around the world and they're they're perpetually booked and there's chaos and stuff. But for me, it's minor. But in my world, to be able to be like, hey, babe, I get to go to Paris.
Yeah.
That's pretty major, you know. And then that's the same thing with Cameo. Somebody wants me to do a video. That's wow. That's pretty
I
cool.
I wish I would have known how you felt about Cameo before we did this because this is actually true. I do cameo sensations where like for guests I'm trying to get, I'll tell the rifters, the people who listen, they're the rifters. I'd be like, all right, book Dermot Maroney on Cameo, blah blah blah. Tell him to do Raise a Wrist, blah blah blah. And so it worked twice. Christy Swanson, Dermot Maroney, and I was doing it for like 5 6 months, and I interviewed both of them. And then your name actually came and be like, do a cameo sensation for Dan. And I was like, but I'm friends with Dan. So I feel terrible because I feel I could have got you a whole bunch of money just to harass you to raise a riffs again.
Hey, well, throw out the Cameo sensation just because I don't do a lot of marketing for it. Because again, it feels like
Yeah.
it's more if it's there and it happens, great. The same with the other stuff. But if you want, hey, I'm all for it. Like I love doing them. So if you want to throw out
Throw you a bone. All right.
if
Well,
that's what
well,
the
all right. We'll do it. We'll
a
do it.
rifter sensation.
Yeah. Hey, Rifters, join the cameo sensation. Please book Dan Payne on the cameo and tell him, hey, We loved you on Raise the Risk. We want you to do it a third time so Keith could ask you about Terry Hatcher again. Book him at www.cameo.com/Dan Payne and fill his inboxes. Merry Christmas.
That sounded pretty spot on, brilliant, man. Like,
Yeah.
well done.
I'm going to do it on every single episode until you come back, just since you said.
And I'll just keep telling you, kissing Terry Hatcher is incredible. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Hopefully this kind of gets the PR wheel wagon rolling, and there's a third installment of a different movie where I don't know.
Yeah.
Not Christmas. Maybe we do a
Easter.
A fall in love one.
Oh, that'd be cool. Or like a How to Fall in Love by Easter Sunday. Right?
Or yeah.
Halloween night.
I was going somewhere dark.
Go somewhere dark. We like dark.
No, it was Easter and hiding things, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
I think we should probably stay away from that one.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. So I do have one more question about A Christmas Story too, because like I said, I haven't seen it, but Daniel Stern is in it, and I was wondering, did you ever meet him?
I did not. My days were pretty limited on there, and I remember we filmed at a shopping mall after hours, like after the mall had shut, so we had like an evening night shoot. It was kind of weird. Do you remember the movie Mannequin?
Yeah.
So I remember walking around in the dark parts of the mall, just thinking that I could shoot a remake of Mannequin in here. It'd be pretty cool. And I might have talked to a few of the mannequins, hoping they'd come to life. Whatever. Just let's move on.
Hey, when I started stand up, I started telling jokes for mannequins because if you can make a mannequin laugh, it's a killer bit.
That would be impressive. That's
Victor, you have one more question or two more questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So, as a very good-looking guy as yourself, I'd love to know what are healthier alternatives for alcohol and drugs during the Christmas blues?
Whew. For me, a guy who I think the fuel of life is connection for me. Like I enjoy, like this is great for me. Like seeing you guys again, I feel a sense of connection because we had a laugh last time, and I'm having a good time and a laugh again this time.
Yeah.
So for me, whenever I feel the blues, I reach out to somebody who I can feel connected to. So over the holidays, whether it's a parent, sibling, or just a good friend or somebody you haven't talked to in a long time, that sense of connection, even if it's somebody for me, if I haven't talked to in a long time, I'll reach out to a buddy that I haven't spoken to in a while. And if I get that sense of connection, if I get that feeling of connection, that erases a lot of the blues for me. And I would say that's the strongest element of the holiday season for me, is about getting together with people and having that sense of connection.
Oh, definitely. I agree.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So for Christmas, Dan, I didn't get you anything, but I got you a connection. Excellent. Oh man. No, we had a blast last time. I remember my sister put like major pressure on me because like I tend to screw up interviews sometimes. And I remember your publicist actually reached out for me on the first one, and I was like, yes, I would love to have Dan Payne. And my sister was like a big Hayden what's her name fan, the girl from Scream. Like I don't well, anyways, yeah. And your publicist represents her, and she's like, don't fuck up Dan Payne because we gotta get Hayden on. And I was like, all right. And my sister listened to it. She's like, I don't think Hayden's gonna do a Raise the Risk. I was like,
wait, that means I was a part of the part of the killing that vibe.
I don't know, sister. But yeah, Stephanie was like, I was like, yeah, Stephanie, don't worry about it. Like podcasting is supposed to be fun, and it's not supposed to, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't really. I just care about
Stephanie, on behalf of all of us, I want to apologize that we ruined the Hayden train. Okay, my bad. All right.
It was all Keith. He's just trying to put it on us. It was all Keith.
It was probably all me.
Sorry.
I mean, I can't even
But
say her
mostly
last
Keith.
name, so
Yeah, that would be a bigger boost if you could get the whole name in there. I think.
yeah, like Hayden from Scream. How are you? Know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Hayden P, because the rest of it's hard to say. What's up?
oh man. Uh, so I have I actually have three more questions. I want to respect your time, but Dan, as a good-looking guy yourself, what's it like doing the stunts?
I love it. Like it's as an ex-pro athlete, doing stunts is that adrenaline rush, cortisol kick all over again, and the pressure that especially if it's a fight choreography that ends in you getting yarded into a wall 30 feet away.
Yeah.
You want to get all the choreography right and then the timing right, because if you overload the wire, you're going to go too far, and if you underload it, you can get jerked. And so just the pressure to perform in that same old school athlete mentality of being on your game and at the front edge of it is exciting. I still play hockey with a bunch of fellas, but it's beer league, right? There's nobody going anywhere to the show. We're all trying to not get hurt, basically, and have fun, which is kind of stunts, I guess, in a way. But for me, I just love that there's an incredible network of people set to make it work. Like the stunt coordinators and the veteran guys who are there that help you prep and set everything and get the car. Everything is in line to make you do well and succeed. But there is still an element of stunts being things that actors wouldn't, shouldn't, or couldn't do.
Yeah.
So there is an element of danger. Otherwise, it wouldn't be called stunts and you wouldn't have these trained people doing it. So that element of danger is such an exciting and vibrant thing to be a part of. And to have that adrenaline kick and have that physical aspect of this industry come to life. I'm obviously ramming again because it's my thing. So whatever.
No, we love it.
But I love it. I love it. And I'm getting to the point where I'm maybe not physically able to do some of the bigger things. Like if you get yarded 30 feet on a wire and you're going to ground, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
You're going to get bruises because that's the nature of it. But it's an incredible aspect of the film world that makes movies that much better.
Yeah.
I'm worried that we go to AI and we go to CGI and we lose that, because you can tell when there's a real human being putting it out there and doing it and putting it on the line to make something exquisitely physical and active and amazing.
I agree. I agree with you. I think it's so much better when a human gets hurt on these things. But
oh my God, Jesus!
I'm not sure. I think something was lost in translation there.
I apologize.
That isn't what he meant, Keith.
Hang on. Yeah, I said something in here and it seemed to come out there a little different.
No, but Dan, I wanted to ask you: is there a stunt that you wouldn't do because of the danger?
Fire. I will not do fire. And I was in an explosion when I was 22, and I had 40% of my body, second-degree burns. I was in a coma for 4 days. I had to wear Job's garments for 9 months. I had to get special permission from the university to go back to play volleyball, wearing sweats to cover my messed up skin. And
oh my God.
Yeah, and it was a life-changing event. So fire and I have a very different relationship pre the accident. Like after the accident, it took me a while to even light a barbecue. I was worried. Right. Now I'm fine now. Like I love hanging around the campfire and listen to somebody who can play guitar do so. But I will not purposely light myself on fire. And I'm blown away by guys who do.
All right. I'm glad that's you told me that, because I'm writing a movie called Captain Planet, and it's based on this TV show. And so far, all I have is the title page. It says Captain Planet. But I was like, and I was gonna be like, we need a guy, because there's the rings. I'd be like fire guys, So I'll be the fire guy. You could be Captain Planet. So
perfect,
we'll have to reverse roles, because I don't want you to play with fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to skip on the fire. My bad.
Okay, so you're Captain Planet. I'll be the fire guy. Yeah. Oh, Dan Payne just flexed in a Captain Planet way, folks. Let's get this green lighted.
I gotta
And
wait. I gotta put the filter on for adding 20 pounds of muscle. Where is it?
oh man. And then this is kind of like a funny question. I mean, you don't really have to put too much thought into it, but you were in the Muppets of Wizard of Oz, which I haven't seen, but I saw Wizard of Oz, and I'm assuming it's the same thing, but with Muppets. So, who was your favorite Muppet that you worked with?
Pappy the Prawn. I know.
Uh,
Yeah. So the guy who does Pappy the Prawn is I hope he does stand up.
uh-huh.
I think he does. He is, and he doesn't break character in and out. Like once we start a scene, he doesn't break character. So he says random funny after the take stuff that just like it's. I literally had makeup come in and have to fix up tears on my from laughing.
Oh my
He
God.
was fantastic. But I grew up with the Muppets, so meeting the new guy who does Kermit was cool. Miss Piggy, there was all. But Pepe the Prawn, just I was in stitches. Like I had tears running down my eyes.
Yeah.
And if I can throw a shout out to Kirk Thatcher, who's the director of that movie and the other Muppet movie. I was in another Muppet movie because of him, but my scene got chopped. And that
So,
actually was in Wizard of Oz. I got
oh,
chopped from Wizard of Oz.
the movie?
Yeah, so I did a very Merry Muppet Christmas.
Oh,
And that's when I met Kirk Thatcher, who is brilliant. He's incredibly hilarious, extremely gifted writer, does impersonations. He's just an all-around, like I love hanging out with him. I could sit and talk to him for days, and it's riffing.
yeah.
It's good times and riffing.
So,
But he's the guy that gifted me the role, and he said one of my favorite things in the world. It takes a lot of smart to play dumb.
oh
And,
yes, it does. Yeah.
and I was honored to have him say. I didn't understand what he was saying, but I was honored for him to.
No, I get that because I play dumb very, very great.
Yeah.
And, I'm actually very, very smart, but I do play dumb a lot.
Well, that's what he said. Like truthfully, he said you to be able to play dumb effectively in film, it takes a level of intelligence.
Yeah.
So, and then he gave me another shot to go into Wizard of Oz, and we shot this really cool scene where I was a weatherman hanging sideways, and there was a tornado coming through. Oh, we lost him. Oh, there he is.
Oh, Victor's back. That was the
Victor.
tornado coming through.
Yeah, he's just checking the rain. He was checking the apocalyptic rain outside.
It was like I see a drizzle.
Yeah.
I was
Bill
not
Burr.
expecting.
So I wanted to. So you said you did the Wizard of Oz, which, like, how long have you been acting? Because that movie was made in like the 1920s, wasn't it?
No, I did.
Christ, Keith.
I was in the Muppet version of the Wizard
Oh,
of
the
Oz.
Muppet version,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I'm actually a time traveler. Yeah. And if you are too, meet me last Thursday. That's what my brother used to say.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That's actually a great question because if you could time travel, and you could remake a film, but like do it with yourself. You know what I mean? Like go to Wizard of Oz and say, "Listen, I don't want Dorothy. I want to be Dorothy." Like, what movie would you pick that you would time travel to?
Woo. So the first movie I fell in love with for the epic nature of the story was Legends of the Fall.
Okay.
And also that was the first time I was like, okay, Brad Pitt is a legend. So I don't know. I wouldn't want to redo it because I thought he crushed it. But that character, that Tristan character, was one of the first times I was like, this is the magic that I want to be a part of.
That'd be
I know.
cool.
Weird answer, probably. Hey, I don't know.
No, that's a great answer. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd knock out Brad Pitt for you any day.
Don't hit that beautiful face. What are you talking about?
Victor, you got any last second questions for Dan Payne?
Yeah, this one's a personal question. What do good-looking guys like you do eat to quench your sweet tooth?
Ooh.
I love the kindness you keep throwing me with the good looking thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
It's all subjective. But
thank you for being good looking.
Yeah, seriously. You can't fake that. I've been trying to fake it for 37 years. Not happening.
I think you guys are a couple of studs. I'm grateful to be here. My sweet tooth, I have throw it out. I'm a chocoholic. Victor, I don't have an alternative. I have a chocolate stash. They call it my kids call it, hey, can I have some of Dad's chocolate? Because I put it in the highest part of the fridge, hoping that. Except my 14-year-old's 6'1" now, so it's useless. But I would just put chocolate up where others couldn't reach it and called it Dad's chocolate and it's milk chocolate. Everyone's like, dark chocolate is better for you. I'm a milk chocolate guy, and I will indulge. That's my thing.
Awesome. Now, before we let you go, I wanted to tell you this story because you brought up chocolate, and I don't want to like spoil anything, but I'm not going to spoil the movie. But I saw Wonka yesterday, and and that was a prequel to Willy Wonka, right? And this is what I don't like about the Hollywood business because, like, with my Asperger's, maybe I'm the only one who's thinking this, but I'm watching Wonka, taking it as a prequel before Willy Wonka, right? And in the movie, uh, people eat chocolate and they could fly. So knowing that, then I watch Willy Wonka and everyone's buying like candy bars. I just think, how come they don't buy these chocolates that could make them fly? Like it doesn't make sense. Like, so I feel like when Hollywood does these prequels and they try to put Harry Potter into it, it's just kind of, you know what I mean? It just makes, because you go see Wonka, then you go see Willy Wonka, no flying chocolate in Willy Wonka. You know what I mean?
It's cool. And that's the Timothy Chalamet version. Is that
Yeah.
I agree with you. So I struggle with when they don't give us, the viewers, enough credit that we're going to do our due diligence, or that we're invested enough to follow movies and go, hey, why was this something in this movie and then not in this movie? I get when there's continuity fails because making a movie is incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
And there's little things like the Game of Thrones Starbucks cup or whatever. Not a big deal because if somebody didn't post that, I'd never even noticed because I was so engaged in the incredible story. But when a storyline doesn't carry through and they're just telling us to accept it, that doesn't. I feel like they should acknowledge the viewer enough to know that we're going to pick up on stuff like that, like flying chocolate and then no flying chocolate.
Yeah, because if
Did you lose the recipe?
If I was a head studio, I'd be like, you mean to tell me Charlie Bucket found $2 in the street and he goes into a candy store, right, to buy just a regular chocolate bar, but he does not buy a flying chocolate bar? You mean to tell me Charlie Bucket is that stupid? You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't. But whatever.
Yeah, I'd go for the chocolate that makes me fly for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, because I could fly home.
Yeah, I could just fly, period.
Dan Payne, where can the folks at home follow and support you at?
I'm very Instagram focused, so they can follow me at actor Dan Payne on Instagram. Somebody took Dan Payne already, so I had to throw the
actor
part in front of there.
But
actor Dan Payne on Instagram.
You chose actor over stunt Dan Payne, right?
Yeah.
You are killing it on Twitter, though. I wanted to give you a shout out on that. Like you have like 11,000 followers. I think that's awesome. I only have like 2,000, so I'm getting killed.
Cool. Well, I don't do as much. Again, social media and where I'm at, for me, I love Instagram because it sends the things that I post to Facebook and Twitter for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then every once in a while, I'll just jump onto Twitter and have a look and say the thank yous and the likes to the wonderfully kind people who care to respond or talk to those things, speak to those things that I've posted. But I don't actually go and post on the socials. Twitter. Yeah, I do on Instagram.
All right. Well, guys, that was our interview. Don't forget to join the Cameo sensation and book Dan Payne on Cameo for a birthday Christmas shout out and tell him, hey, you got to do Reza riffs again. Dan, thank you so much for doing the show, buddy.
My pleasure. You guys are awesome.
All right. And we'll hit stop recording.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee right here on LA Talk Radio.